All right. My name is Rodney Howard, and this video is a participative video for EDLD 5352, Instructional Leadership. I'm interviewing Miss Sandy Perrin. She is one of our social studies teachers here at Calvary Christian Academy, located in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Ms. Perrin, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
We're going to jump straight in. Just going to ask a few questions pertaining to the campus vision and mission here at CCA. Now, in terms of the campus vision, are you aware of it? Have you heard about it on campus during your time here?
Oh, yes. You kind of don't miss it. It's
Mhm.
like in almost everything that you do. You see it around on the walls. You see it in introductions to almost everything we do. You see it as an introduction to the emails that you send around. It's really a very clear message that permeates the campus, I think.
Right. And so it's very clear that we have a written vision statement.
Correct.
Very clear.
Correct.
Now, when were you first introduced to the campus vision?
Oh, day one.
Day one?
We do what we do
Mhm.
because of the disciple model. That's why we do what we do. So yeah, day one.
And based upon that experience, because how long have you been here at Calvary?
Including this year, 8 years.
8 years. And so each year, have you found yourself becoming more and more familiar with the expectations that are attached to the vision?
I would say yes, depending on which programs I'm most involved in. Some lend themselves more to that model than others, but yes.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Now, at any time, have you ever been a part of the development of the vision in terms of when it was initially, because I know you came in when Calvary first opened up, correct?
Right.
And so at any point in time, were you a part of that phase of creating the vision?
As far as being on a committee that created it, no. I mean, my input was asked at certain steps along the way, but nothing official.
Right.
I didn't, write anything or develop anything.
Of course.
I just answered questions, and as department head, was in on some meetings where decisions needed to be made that was, again, always connected with the vision.
Excellent. And do you recall some of the points that you made in those meetings pertaining to the vision, just from your perspective, that you can recall?
I would say the main points that I, as department head, would have breathed into the program was how it was playing out in the day-to-day academics, because my role was mostly academic, although my work with my small group was non-academic. But I would say sharing that the authenticity of whatever you're doing in relation to that mission has to be authentic. It can't be, and it has to be, I would say authentic is the best word, real life. In other words, it has to play out into your real life so that these students their takeaway is something that they can apply to real life.
Absolutely. And if given the opportunity, would you be willing to assist the school in revising the vision statement if needed?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And if given the opportunity, what would some of the things that you would be willing to share with them to kind of, just add to the vision in order to, kind of strengthen it, or would you kind of just leave it as is?
Now, I probably would add a component because my passion is to graduate students who can engage our culture and think.
Okay.
So I feel that's the strength of the academic program around here, is that ability to know why you believe what you believe, and to get out there and have your brain engaged as you are involving in the culture. So I would probably bring in a little bit more of that academic component. How do we teach our students to really think?
Excellent. And who do you think should be involved in this decision-making process in terms of developing the campus vision?
Well, being a teacher all my life, I would say they're the boots on the ground.
Right.
And I love administrators. My husband's a principal, but there's always a little bit of disconnect.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say the more you can bring the teacher's input on board,
Mm-hmm.
and then flesh that out with your administrators so that they can hear what you're saying as far as your perspective in the classroom.
Mm. Oh, that's good. Now, do you think the development of a campus vision is a shared vision? Is something that should be shared amongst multiple people, or it should be just made by one person?
Oh, definitely shared. It's got to be a
Shared.
cooperative thing. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Great. And have you, obviously you've read the vision statement, but what does it mean to you personally as a teacher here at Calvary?
Well, it's kind of like the Renaissance man.
Mm-hmm.
It's a full thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like everything that you do. It's like life.
Mm-hmm.
And everything in your life needs to display that relationship with the Lord that is playing out, 24/7.
Right. And so it's kind of like an ontogenetic thing. It's a living document. It
It
breathes.
is like living history. Correct.
Excellent. Now, do you know if a student or a parent wanted to get a copy of the vision, where do you think they could get the copy?
You know what? The vision statement,
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was everywhere. I mean, in everything that
It
they're
is
given to
obviously everywhere.
But I don't
Yeah.
know where the most, official kind of, this is our statement. Well, it's posted on the
Yes.
walls, so I
Right.
guess the parents would have to not be looking around to miss it.
Of course, of
But
course.
I think they probably sign stuff that has.
And speaking of parents, what do you think their level of involvement is in terms of helping the vision come to pass?
No, they're absolutely, this is a co-laboring thing. And the more that, the parents are the ones that are, they're at home with the kids. But actually, we probably spend more of the quality developing time with them as far as education goes.
Mm-hmm.
But without the parents, carrying, it's got to be a co-laboring thing. Yeah, the
Mhm.
parents are very, very important.
Excellent. And based upon your experience and expertise, how does the fulfillment of the campus vision look inside of the classroom from your perspective? Where does the teacher fall in line in terms of helping the vision come to fruition in the lives of the students and the school?
Well, I think the more time that you have to bring in real life conversation
Mm-hmm.
with the students through whatever subject that you're teaching, the more you can bring out that connection.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, it's not just chapter and verse. It's almost, again, this living thing
Mm-hmm.
that you infuse everything that you're doing is for this reason. This is why I'm here, and this is what I want you to take away from your education here at CCA.
Excellent. And do you feel the vision addresses the challenges that our school faces in terms of, for example, if there's a student who is struggling with their walk with the Lord and they need that redirection and that support, in what ways does the vision kind of provide that framework, if you will, for us to go by in terms of helping that student redirect?
I think it gives you a freedom.
Mm-hmm.
That freedom to sit and to engage and to be before the Lord and for wisdom
Mm-hmm.
as to what to say to that student.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the freedom. We're not looking over our shoulders
Mm-hmm.
as far as should I say this, shouldn't I say this, like you might in a secular setting. But I would say that is the thing that I experience most, is that freedom to look at that student across the table and be authentic and honest with them, and to even pray with them right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just ask God to kind of give us some wisdom in this situation,
Mm-hmm.
because that's really bottom line what we want here, guys.
Right. And do you feel the written vision statement it includes all parties, such as the students, the teachers, the administrators, the family members? Do you feel like it includes everybody as one community so that we can help the vision come to pass?
I think it does. There's always room for improvement of the semantics of the vision, and as the culture changes, I suppose it can be reworded
Mm-hmm.
to be more inclusive. But
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know.
Okay. And based upon your expertise, how can you assist our campus with the stewardship of the vision in terms of creating some additional ways to kind of bring it out even more? Because, for example, I know we have small groups here. We have various clubs and activities that are utilized in order to engage the students academically, socially. And the biblical aspect, you know, we have chapel here. But based upon your perspective, what are some other ways that you think we can probably add to the school in terms of helping the vision come to pass?
Yeah. Well, you and I have had this discussion, but I feel as teachers, if we could get together more and more intentionally look for ways to really shore up the content that we're teaching, lining up with biblical principles, and just having that clear, written, so that we know that we're leaving for posterity a solid biblical worldview that is being, presented throughout our curriculum in the different disciplines. But for history, I feel it's very, very important.
Oh, absolutely. And we've had those discussions.
Yeah,
And that's something we definitely want to work on as history teachers. Well, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much, Mrs. Perrin. Well, that concludes our interview. Mrs. Perrin was great, and we thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
All right. God bless.
Thanks.
All right.
All righty.
Thank you.
You're welcome.